Ladies and gents, welcome to MRPTV. I am your host, your MC, C to the M to the I to the C, and I'm here with my brothers from another mother. We got my boy Hype Lopez, Hype,
What's up, y'all?
and my other brother, DJ Super Mario.
MRPTV, we're here, baby.
And in today's episode, our subject, we're talking about getting your mind right, getting your money right for 2022. As y'all know, we're black men, we're men of color. We out here every single day in this corporate America trying to get our stuff together. We know this past 2 years has been very tough. So we was thinking like, yo, man, how are we going to get our mind right and our money right for this next year? We got to find ways to make moves, find ways to get our pockets right, fellas?
You already know.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, today we just wanted to give a couple tips from MRP, Full disclaimer, we are not financial advisors, so if you lose your money taking any of these tips, it's not our fault. Don't be calling us. Don't be hitting us on our subjects line saying like, hey, listen, I don't want no comments talking about y'all lost money because of us. These are tips from guys who've been working in the corporate arena for a long time.
That's right.
That's about it. Just some brothers from New York City and Jersey. But let's start off right now. Guys, man, it's been crazy this year. And we just start off a little general, man. How's your financial situation right after the pandemic? Lopez.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the whole pandemic situation was wild, right? We were suddenly, all of a sudden, in the middle of this like situation where we're all stuck at home, money in our pockets or not money in our pockets, depending on what your situation was, right? Personally, I kind of took it upon myself to say, listen, if I'm going to be home, I'm going to take this time to get my money right, my finances together. I started taking a deep look into my situation, and seeing where I can make improvements, where I was missing out on money, etc. So,
but yeah, how did getting married change your financial situation as well?
Yeah, I mean the obvious point, obviously, now we have combined assets, right? Everything is one giant family and all of our money together, all that good stuff. But that also means now you have to be fiscally responsible, right? You got to make sure your money is going to the right places, that you're setting up your future, etc. So personally, again, I just took time to say, okay, where's my money at, first of all? Because y'all would be surprised. I mean, a lot of us just go to work, you get your paychecks.
Facts.
You know what I mean? You got your direct deposit set up, and you're not really worried about where your money is going.
Yeah.
It's going somewhere.
As long as it's coming into the account.
I'm good. You know what I mean? So I kind of had to take a step back and say, okay, all those little minus signs on my check, let me figure out where those are.
It builds up. It builds up.
It does build up. You'd be surprised, man. Probably about 35% of your salary is going straight towards taxes. You're right off the jump, which is wild to me when you think about it. It's important to understand where your money is going, number one.
Facts.
Number two, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, if you have the opportunity, your company supports, investing into retirement savings, 401ks,
100%.
etc., jump on that ASAP, because the earlier you can get in, the more money you will make out of it. And it's all about compound interest, man. Unfortunately, I was in a situation, when I got out of college, I was thinking, all right, well, I got my own spot now. I got to pay my rent, my bills to worry about. I didn't have a lot of extra money.
You wasn't even thinking about saving at the time.
I wasn't thinking about saving. I was thinking about, I got to be able to get this rent money. So I don't know if I could break you off some dollars.
No.
You know what I mean? So the most important part, if you have, an opportunity to say, okay, I have extra money, honestly, maybe even if you don't, start looking into 401ks, and you can control how much you want to invest into your 401k. Some companies offer price match, right?
Yep, which is good.
Which is really
deal.
good.
Free money.
You put in 3%, 4%, whatever the case is. If they're matching on that same amount, now you've already doubled what you put in just from opting in. Yep. So that's a huge advice. I know, personally, it kind of felt like I was just kind of throwing money away. Yeah. But when you start really thinking about retirement, I know it's a ways out for some of us not so much. But when you start thinking about that, you need to have quite a bit of money saved up in order to make sure that you're going to be in a good situation.
2022, get your 401k set up.
2022, go talk to your HR person, look into your little benefits, and make sure you set up right, because that's a huge one for sure.
HR ain't going to tell you unless you ask. Make sure you got to invest into yourself. You got to investigate yourself. If you don't investigate, you might lose out. So make sure you do the work. How about you, Super Mario? Man, just came off the pandemic. The pandemic's still going on, but we just came off the lockdown of 2020. So how's your finances in the ending of 2021 right now?
2021 it's actually been crazy because not only am I in corporate America, I'm also like on the weekends I have my own like side business, and I also work on mom and pop business, and I kind of
another full disclaimer. DJ Super Mario, DJ Super Mario is the ultimate hustler. This brother right here got like about 17 jobs. I am deadly serious.
18 now. It's coming. It's 18 now. Look at every camera. 18.
Yeah, listen, man. He trying to double up by next year, man. 2022, get another job, yo.
Rookie number 17, that's it.
I'm trying to beat like whoever you want to say, Tom Brady. I'm trying to beat Jordan. I'm trying to get these numbers. I'm trying to get these rings.
Yeah, brother still won't loan me money at all. I know he working. I know he working.
He's
man.
good for it. He's good.
I'm good. I
So
got you.
yeah, but nah, just tell us, man. So like, did you feel like this year was a year that you feel like maybe you've gained knowledge financially in regards to how you handle your own personal finances and savings? Do you feel like you're still in that learning process, and maybe you feel like you might have taken a step back since 2020?
Honestly, it's been a big education for me just with the pandemic. It kind of lets you learn how much money you are just like Danny said, you actually going through every line item trying to figure out how much money you got and how much money is getting taken away from you every month. And going back to like the mom and pop shops, like when the pandemic first hit, like there was so many businesses that were like shut down, like they couldn't do anything. You even look in Manhattan, like now we can go out there in downtown. A lot of these restaurants and bars that we used to go to is not there anymore. Now it's some new spot that took over. Yo, everyone's getting affected by it, not just corporate America. I'm not gonna like lie. We've been blessed because we've managed to keep a job throughout this time. Yep. There's some people that can't say the same. Like they got hit pretty bad, and
big facts.
So some bars, some restaurants, not even bar, any other like industry where it's like a mom and pop shop, they literally live paycheck to paycheck. But other than that, the real thing now is just like what Danny said, like I'm going up on like trying to step up the corporate ladder too, and the more money you're making, the more taxes is taken out. So you got to like figure out how that like scale works, and the 401k, if you like match it, that also helps you out with like tax deduction, because we're gonna get more taxes taken out no matter what. So there's loopholes around it.
There's always
Listen, man, you want to talk about the ultimate hustler, man? The ultimate hustler is Uncle Sam. He's always gonna come to your door, and he's always in your pockets. Yeah, he's always in your pockets. When you think it's safe, Uncle Sam knocks on your door and says, "Yo, man, where's my cut, B?"
I heard you was making some money. I'm trying to make some bread too.
Yeah, man, I heard you got another job. Like, once Mario got his 17th job, Uncle Sam was knocking on his door and say, "Yo, I heard you got another check coming through. I'm gonna need that cut." So
Yeah. And then that's when you scratch your head. I don't know what you're talking about.
Even that's a good tip, man. Make sure your taxes are on point. Bro,
yeah,
facts.
I'm lucky I've never run into the situation, knock on wood, but IRS will get you. They're gonna come for you. You might think that you slick right now, but they're gonna come get you with a letter a year or two from now, and those your papers you never filed. They're gonna knock on your door, and it's gonna be IRS and Uncle Sam standing next to each other talking about where's our cut.
Yeah, they gonna walk through them doors like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, man. Like, I don't know if y'all saw that in Mortal Kombat, but imagine that shit, coming in like that. That's basically Uncle Sam and the IRS, man. They gonna whip your ass.
Get over here.
Another tip, man. 2022. Get your circle right, man. Like he said, you got to make sure you have friends that know what they doing. It's okay, man. Not everybody in your circle is going to be, the Poindexter and knows all about the numbers. But there's always a friend that knows how to handle their money.
Right.
You should always at least have one. For me, I'm not the best at handling money all the time. But you know what? My boy Lopez here gave me some advice.
Yeah.
And I took that, and now I'm putting that into my little portfolio for 2022. Know your circle. Try to find those people, those friends of yours that are a little more advanced. And it's okay to admit that you don't know. That's why you got.
Don't be too proud about this.
Yeah, man.
Don't be proud.
Yeah, fuck your pride.
Set your pride aside.
Yeah, fuck
get your
pride.
money right. Don't settle on your pride, man, because this can really dent you or put a hole in your pocket in the future, because if you're trying to avoid it right now, don't be that guy. You got money problems, tackle them head on.
I also want to talk about something Hype talked about to me a while back, and it was dealing with investing. Now, you know me, man. I like to keep my money under the bed. I mean, I keep my money in my Nike shoebox. I try.
Box feel a little too heavy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, you got J's in here?
Yeah,
What
got
is
J's
this?
and dollars. It's like, don't worry, it's all in the rubber band. Gotta keep them bands in there. But nah, I wasn't into that whole Robin Hood thing. I wasn't into the whole investment thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you was into that. Were you into that, Mario?
No, but I know people who were into that. That actually that grew quick during this pandemic.
Yeah,
a lot of people got into
That's
that.
a great point.
Yeah.
Robinhood especially, right?
Yeah,
Robinhood,
Crypto,
All that.
Robinhood, all of that kind of blew up.
Yeah,
during
it
the
really
pandemic.
blew up after, especially during the lockout. 'Cause I think a lot of people had a lot of time, so they started to, which is rightfully so, and I was like, cool to see that, you had a lot of people, not just what you would call, your white collar people, but you had a lot of blue collar brothers and sisters out there too saying, you know what, let me check this Robinhood out. Let me check to see if I could, play the stock market a bit and stuff like that. And that's good, man, that you got.
Especially people getting extra checks. Don't forget,
Facts.
we getting government checks during the whole pandemic too. So if you were smart,
Yep.
you took that money, maybe invested a little bit,
Yeah.
made some money off your money.
Or if you was dumb, you bought some J's like me.
Or you bought some GameStop stocks.
Yeah, GameStop. I'm just saying, man.
So, don't be C Mike with your stimulus checks. Don't buy J's. 2022, don't buy J's with your
His
stimulus
sneaker
checks.
collection on point right now, though.
Yeah, it's fresh. It's fresh.
So you gotta start thinking outside the box, and I will be honest, there's a lot to learn when it comes to investing. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, if you have extra money, you should invest. If you're not investing, you should definitely be saving. Most of the time, you should be doing both. You know what I mean? So,
If you had to choose one or the other in a situation, what would you choose those?
2 points on that, and great way to frame it. If you can't invest because you're scared, risk is too high, you should definitely save. But my advice to you is don't save with your bank, because your money's not making money in the bank. And this is how I'm going to tell you. You put in $10,000 in your savings account this year, your bank's got it, they're happy, but you look at the interest that you made on that $10,000 at the end of the year.
It was like
I
$5.
bet
It's a
you-
goose egg.
I bet you it's
Point
less.
zero
It's-
zero
yeah.
zero zero one.
Exactly. You making less than $1 probably on that money that you put in the bank. Don't even bother. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What I started doing and looking into was saying, okay, cool. Well, this is what my bank gives me in terms of interest, right? How can I make that higher? And I started finding out, maybe I can't go to Bank of America, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a whole bunch of other banks that I can go to, specifically online banks, online savings accounts that'll give you a much higher interest rate.
And we're talking
On your
40 to
money.
50% here, right?
Not that high.
I've seen
There
it.
there are some points where it can get pretty high there. You know what I mean?
you can't touch the
APR
money.
is a lot higher. You can, depends on
Which one you get.
every single right.
Yeah.
And what I would say is, if you're gonna start saving your money in an online savings bank, make sure you do your research on the bank, get your recommendations. I do recommend going to. There's gonna be a shout out to NerdWallet. Nerdwallet.com. I found out a lot of information this past year just from looking on there. If you're in credit cards, savings accounts, if you have questions about that type of stuff, they frame this stuff very nice and will give you all the information that you need. So I definitely call them out. Go to nerdwallet.com if you can.
Okay.
If you have questions, you'll find a lot of stuff there.
Don't feel discouraged when you open up your social media and you see someone just buying bottles in some club and something like that, or just doing the money phone or something like that, or doing anything where it looks like they're making.
They still doing that shit?
They're still
Money?
doing that
That's
shit.
whack.
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, you know how much money you got to take out
Just to prove it's a
Just to
flex of
hold it in
money.
your hands. It's dirty.
like,
You
I
got
mean,
dirty
like-
money in your hands. Like, I don't know.
That's
I mean,
a terrible
like-
flex. That's a dirty
I'm
flex.
not trying to
Don't
flex,
why you brushing dirty?
I also don't want y'all to know I got that money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Yeah, look it up. Nah,
you know that they
nah,
only
nah.
do that shit in suburbia. Like,
Yeah.
if I did that shit in my hood, man, I'm gonna have 5 dudes waiting outside my apartment saying I saw you.
Yeah, we saw you on a live.
Yeah,
man.
so I
Check
mean,
your
what's
pockets.
good? Yeah, check it. I mean, but at the same time, what Mario expounded upon, 2022, patience with your money.
Yeah.
You gotta have patience. Don't try to rush your money. You gotta spend some time, let it marinate, take it on a couple dates for a while. Don't automatically say, hey, listen, let's get into the bed with it. Nah, man. Sometimes you gotta just go on a couple days. Date your money for about a year.
Yeah.
Before you go to the next step, you know.
That's it.
And then you never know. That next step, that's where the payout is, you know.
Yeah,
so
man.
be patient out there, man.
Be patient, be honest.
Yeah.
Be patient, be honest.
We have to change our mentality as a culture of thinking investing in stocks or in the market, whatever, is just throwing away money.
Yeah.
Oh, you just gambling. No, that's not what I'm doing. First of all, if you're gonna start investing, make sure that you're being responsible about this. Don't start investing into things you don't know about. And this was advice my cousin gave to me, actually, because he was the one who started putting me onto stocks and said, I'm looking into this, I'm looking into that. I'm trying to understand his mentality. Well, why are you picking this or why are you picking
Instead
that?
of this and that.
It's because that was stuff that he was knowledgeable on, stuff that he read on. You know what I mean? He has background on, information on. It makes sense to him. Once you start investing to things you don't know about, now you don't know left from right. You know what I mean? You don't know what's up, what's down. You don't know if you should, pull in, pull out, pause. Listen.
Sorry. But that's true though.
But look, seriously though, put your money into stuff that you understand, and again, you'll start seeing those returns because you get it. You get the language. You understand the background of that industry, so you'll get and understand when those shifts are happening. How should I react? That's how you have to think about it. You know what I mean?
Big facts.
To backtrack, I know that as a culture we tend to think, don't throw your money away. Just put it into things that are sure bets. Unfortunately, the way our world works, man, you got to take a chance sometimes.
Scared money don't make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2022.
Well put, man. If you're doing all the steps, you're putting your money into savings, you're covering your bills, all that, and you still have money left over, I highly suggest, start investing that money. Look into things that you understand and say, where can I find stocks for this, or where can I find, whatever the case might be, so you're getting a piece of the action too.
Yeah.
Don't just be a consumer. Consumer is the people, they're just throwing money out. They're just spending money on other people's products. You put money into the stock market that you can set aside after your savings, after your bills. If it's only $100, then let it be $100. You want to buy some penny stocks, go for it. That's up to you. But even if you buy one stock, right? Yeah. Maybe it's doing decent 1 year, but then 2-3 years down the line, that's a number one product that year. Now all of a sudden it's quadrupled in months. You pull out your money, now you just got $400 from your $100 that you invested. And you might think, oh, it's not that much. That's $300 you didn't have before. So, I mean, it might not be big to you, but again, all of this stuff adds up. And that's how we start looking at our money, right? From that kind of, let's start compounding, whether it be pennies, whether it be quarters, dollars, whatever the case is.
Yep.
You take all that and you say, I'm going to make a little bit at a time. Let it keep marinating, keep roasting on the side. You putting all your little spices and all that good stuff. Throwing it on the grill. Now you got a steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
there it is.
And it's tender, it's juicy.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You put some A1 sauce on that,
no
throw a little
A1,
butter,
man.
Put a little oregano on top. You sprinkle that up, you do a little salt bay on that, and you're good. You eating good, you and your family, that's what you want, man.
You lost me at the A1, but yeah, I get the point, though.
2022, everybody eats.
Yes.
You got to make sure everybody
You hungry,
eats. Make sure
you
your
eat.
family is fed. That's what all the advice we're giving you is to make sure that you and your family are fed. But fellas, to wrap it up, as we are on the cusp of 2022, what would be your final words, to your fellow brothers and sisters out there grinding, trying to get their mind right, their money right, ready for 2022. So, we're gonna start off with DJ, man.
Yeah, what you got for us, bro?
So for anyone out there, whatever you're trying to do with your money, don't follow the trend. Do your research so you can become a trendsetter.
Make sure you're looking out for your fam, right? Make sure your situation is right. Be honest with yourself, man. I don't know how hard I can stress that. If you know you got money problems, start looking into them now. Don't wait until the future. Let's fix them early on. Get ahead of it. Most of the time, if you wait, it's already too late. You know what I mean? So, listen, put yourself in a good position to win. That's my advice for you, man.
Make sure that you just have, if not yourself in mind, don't forget you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of somebody else.
Facts.
So make sure you put your safety mask on first.
Yep.
So for 2022, make sure that yourself, Yeah.
I'm saying? I was looking for my safety mask. Sorry.
You got no safety
Yeah.
mask.
See, Mario didn't have his safety mask on. He's thinking about it now.
I
Actually.
lost it.
But yeah, guys. But nah, I just want to say, once again, yo, anybody who's seeing this, thank you all for viewing MRPTV. We hope that we gave y'all some decent financial advice to lead you into 2022. All of our young brothers and sisters out there who are about to head into new endeavors. We wish y'all luck. We wish y'all the best. Nothing but love, peace, and happiness here. And as always, like we like to say, the respect
It's
is mutual. Deuces.